These are the most relevant news or gossip about what happened during the month in the world of anime, manga Japan, or the otaku community. The Nojo author Okarishimasu is trending on social media after sharing an illustration of Chizuru Mizuhara, the protagonist of his most popular manga, via Twitter. What made this post especially eye-catching is that the illustration was created using artificial intelligence. An illustration of the popular Blue Archive franchise has become a topic of discussion on social networks after fans noticed a peculiar error. One of the characters had 6 fingers on his right hand. This discovery unleashed a wave of criticism towards the franchise, with accusations of possible use of artificial intelligence (AI) in the creation of the illustrations. Tumi Nishi, lead animation director of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, has said that the anime industry could be going through hard times, also suggesting that we could soon expect more anime studio bankruptcies. In a post on Twitter, Nishi wrote the following: "In the future, the capacity of each studio will be completely exhausted. We expect to see more and more bankruptcies due to the fact that a production schedule for 3 years from now will be finished in 5 years, but the budget has been spent on another production. I wonder how many animators will be able to survive at that point. The careless ones will be eliminated. We all need to study more." A Djinci selling platform deal site caused a stir recently by announcing that a number of semi-regular search terms would be softened to appease credit card companies annoyed with being linked to such terms. The platform did not explain whether the credit card companies had rejected the proposed terms or whether this was simply a precautionary measure because the new terms had gained too much attention to continue to be considered secret with all the buzz on social media. A controversy has arisen in Japan as the Communist Party of Japan has allegedly created a secret form to disseminate among its members to report young adult manga to the United Nations. A user reported finding the form as a QR code in the Shimbun Akahata, the daily newspaper of the Communist Party of Japan. The form asks questions such as whether convenience stores sell adult magazines, and among these it mentions manga magazines of seinen demographics for young adult men, such as Young Animal. The form included the following introduction: a previous 3-day survey, 517 stores, conducted in late December showed that adult magazines in convenience stores, which were supposed to have been eliminated through our campaign and surveys, are back in many places. This time we will conduct a nationwide survey. We will investigate whether adult magazines that treat women as sex objects are being placed in convenience stores, which are used by everyone regardless of gender or age, and we will take the results to the convenience store headquarters to petition. The results will be included in a report to the UN Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. This attempt to disparage adult anime and manga seems to partially contradict the party's statements in 2021, where the Communist Party of Japan asserted its supposed commitment to free expression but expressed reservations about how women are portrayed in creative works. In attempting to provoke the United Nations to comment on Japan's free speech policy, it evokes Vice's attack on Japanese media that equated fan service in manga and anime with child abuse. After Japanese social media users discovered the JCP's secret survey, some pointed out the irony of a historically repressed political party wanting to use its authority to restrict free speech. And of course, the comments were not lacking. Well, as many have predicted, the suppression of expression will easily cross the boundaries of erotic magazines and expand its scope. It is extremely ironic that the person conducting this secret report is a descendant of a political party that was once persecuted by powerful institutions before and during the war. Western Christian conservatives would like it, as they consider manga to be degenerate enough to side with the communists, which makes me feel disgust for both and special disgust for the communists. So how does this increase their popularity among the Japanese voting population? On the 10th anniversary of the anime adaptation of No Game No Life, the author of the original light novels, Yu Kamaya, has posted on his Twitter account a message. Kamaya expressed his fervent wish for a second season of the acclaimed anime, a request that finds echo among the franchise's fervent fans. The message read as follows: "It's the 10th anniversary of No Game No Life. Please make a second season." Premiere episodes of several anime series scheduled for the spring 2024 season have been leaked through piracy services, especially the popular site Nya, generating concern in the otaku community. While it was initially suspected that the leaks came from Crunchyroll's servers, a new theory has emerged, pointing to the Puerto Rico Comic-Con 2024 event. According to recent research, all of the series leaked online are listed in the advanced premieres itinerary of the aforementioned event, which has led authorities to consider the possibility that the leaks came from there. However, it is noted that Crunchyroll is also linked in some way to the event in question. But what would be the problems with such leaks? First of all, there is the risk of lost revenue avenue for anime studios and legal streaming platforms, as the free availability of episodes before their official release could discourage subscription and content purchases. In addition, for many anime fans, the anticipation and excitement of watching new episodes on their official release is an integral part of the experience. In addition to the fact that not a few series leaked their first episode, below are the series that have been leaked so far. Kamiwa Game and Ayuteru. Leaked, March 28th, official premiere. April 1st, Konosuba God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. Season 3, leaked, March 30th, official premiere. April 10th, The Banished Former Hero Lives As He Pleases. Leaked, March 30th, official premiere. April 2nd. Astronaut. Leaked, March 31st, official premiere. April 5th. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Screening. April 1st, official release. April 7th. Hi Bike. Euphonium Season 3, leaked. April 02 ND, official premiere. April 7th, Unnamed Memory, leaked. April 3rd, official premiere. April 9th, Chillin' in Another World with Level 2 Super Chi Powers, leaked. April 3rd, official premiere. April 8th. Well-known Djinci selling platform DL Site has announced that it will temporarily suspend the use of Visa and MasterCard credit cards on its service. Although described as a temporary suspension, no specific date for its lifting has been provided. The parent company, EISYS, announced the suspension via its website, but did not go into detail as to why those particular cards were suspended or when the suspension will be lifted. The company apologized to its customers for the inconvenience caused and suggested the use of alternative cards such as JCB and American Express in the meantime. Recall that DL Site had recently modified the labels for some categories, example, incest, and lolicon, in the hope of satisfying their payment processors. However, it appears that these changes were not enough to prevent Visa and MasterCard's suspension. In recent years, financial services companies such as Visa and MasterCard have threatened to withdraw their services from platforms that do not meet their content standards. While it is understandable that these companies have policies to prevent the funding of illegal or morally questionable activities, the line between protection and censorship often becomes blurred. The suspension of DL Site is a vivid reminder of the complex dynamics at play between freedom of expression, content regulation, and the power of large corporations in the digital world. The upcoming title Bunny Garden, developed by Japanese company Curiate, will be released on April 18th on the Nintendo Switch console, and will later be available for PC via Steam. During its promotional campaign, it has been revealed that the game features a system called PTA that has been generating a lot of buzz among Japanese users. The PTA system, short for Pansutikusen Arigato in Japanese, which can be roughly translated as thanks for the abundance of pantsu, allows the player to take a look at the varied selection of panties of the game's female cast. Bunny Garden is a dating simulator set in a nightclub of the same name. In the game, you play Hato Kanda, who, after being fired from his job, finds solace in alcohol and ends up discovering Bunny Garden, where he begins to interact and seek romance with the cast of bunny-clad waitresses. The main objective of the game is to increase affinity with the waitresses through conversations and activities. The famous VTuber Kazuna AI has left a rather discouraging message for her fans through the social network Twitter, as in it the voice actress Kasuga Nozomi has announced that she is leaving the company Kazuna AI Incorporated due to the termination of her contract. The announcement has taken many of both Japanese and Western fans by surprise, as they did not expect this early retirement. In the official account, it has been made public that the voice actress of Kazuna AI leaves the company because her employment contract has ended, so Kasuga Nozomi from Twitter shares her gratitude towards the company and the fans who have followed her for her role as the famous VTuber Kazuna AI. In addition, she has said that she hopes in the future to collaborate with the company again, so this goodbye is not definitive, although only time will tell if we will hear again Kasuga Nozomi as the main voice of the famous VTuber. Also, Takeshi Osaka, who is the founder of the company Active 8 Inc., which is behind Kazuna AI, made his statement where he expressed that, although Nozomi resigned from her position within the company, he still hopes to work with her as a voice provider. It is not yet known if this statement refers to a new project regarding Kazuna AI or, on the contrary, if it is a totally parallel project to the VTuber world. Likewise, Nozomi has no information on whether there will be a change of Kazuna AI's voice after her resignation. The fan community has been plunged into a state of outrage following the recent recent Hatsune Miku Expo 2024 events in North America, where the iconic virtual diva, Hatsune Miku, was presented in a manner that left much to be desired. Instead of enjoying the full concert experience, attendees were met with a series of disappointments ranging from a lack of merchandise at the booths to excessive ticket price hikes. But most disappointing of all was the use of a flat screen instead of the holographic projection that had characterized previous events. The stage, instead of being the epicenter of an immersive experience, became little more than a stand for a television that, compared to the magnitude of the event, seemed tiny and inadequate. The live band, which should have been the musical soul of the concert, was relegated to a corner, literally locked in a cage, while Hatsune Miku, instead of appearing as a three-dimensional hologram, was reduced to the limitations of a two-dimensional screen. Ticket prices, ranging from $55 to $215 for the upcoming concerts in Phoenix, Arizona, might have been justified if the full experience that fans had hoped for had been offered. However, upon discovering that the holographic technology would not be used, many felt cheated and disappointed, wondering if Crunchyroll, the event's sponsor, felt that Hatsune Miku fans did not deserve a high-quality experience. Continuing the bad news for hentai, the popular Djinci site, Dealsite, has recently announced the suspension of the use of American Express cards on its platform. This move comes on top of the restrictions previously announced for MasterCard and Visa cards earlier this month. The decision to suspend these payment options has apparently been made due to the refusal of these financial companies to partner with hentai content distributed on Dealsite. It should be noted that Dealsite had attempted to mitigate this situation by changing the terms of certain popular hentai Djinci genres, such as Lolas and others, in an attempt to appease the pressure from the financial companies. However, these measures did not achieve the desired result, which has led to the platform losing those services. In addition, a week ago Dealsite had notified its creators that they would replace or hide certain expressions used on the platform in response to requests from credit card companies. Dealsite decided to accede to the request, as more than half of the transactions on its platform were made by credit card. The decision was announced only to creators registered on the site, but soon attracted attention on social networks due to the sarcastic nature of the censorship implemented. This new restriction means that only Japanese-issued bank cards can now be used within the platform, presenting a significant hurdle for foreign fans wishing to purchase content on Dealsite. This latest development highlights the tactics used by multinational companies to attempt to control the hentai Djinci industry and adult content in general. In the world of VTubers, the real-life mother of Yusada Picora, known as Pikam Mama or Picora Mommy, made her debut on her daughter's channel as a VTuber. What started as an April Fool's Day prank turned into a viral phenomenon, attracting more than 180,000 simultaneous viewers and setting a record as the most watched debut in the history of VTubers. During Pikam Mama's debut stream, both she and Yusada Picora interacted with the audience, generating laughter and emotions among viewers. Pikam Mama, mother of 3 children and Picora being the youngest, answered questions about Picora's childhood, giving viewers a unique and funny insight into the life of the popular VTuber. The Agency for Cultural Affairs in Japan recently convened a committee meeting to address the growing impact of the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in the field of copyright. This event, which brought together experts and stakeholders from the cultural sector, sought to analyze the implications of AI on artistic creation and intellectual property protection. Within this meeting, several petitions and proposals submitted by citizens concerned about the potential abuse of AI in the creative field were reviewed. One petition in particular, identified as petition number 1850013450000001002, drew attention due to its extreme and provocative nature. This petition called for stricter regulation of AIs, proposing severe penalties for those who contribute to the abuse of this technology. The petition suggested fines of up to 100 million yen, jail terms of 100 years, and even the possibility of execution for those involved in illicit AI-related activities. The petition's author argued that AI abuse, such as the generation of illustrations falsely attributed to human artists or the plagiarism of original works, had led to the disappearance of talented creators from the artistic field. The petition urged the implementation of restrictions, such as a ban on posting on artist sites, to prevent future cases of abuse. Of course, the comments on social networks were as follows: did an elementary school child draft this? Do they want us to live in a dystopia like North Korea? I doubted the existence of anti-AI extremists. There is a boundary between insanity and extremism, and this proves it. I am also an artist, but looking at the recent advancement of AI, why. I know that my current work will cease to exist in about 20 years. Even if they get extreme, they can't stop the advance. The ongoing fight against anime and manga piracy has picked up steam once again. Japanese anti-piracy group CODA has renewed its partnership with the Motion Picture Association of America, MPA, for 2 more years, pledging to continue its efforts to deter pirates. According to a report, the Content Overseas Distribution Association, CODA, has extended its 10-year partnership with the MPA for another 2 years. This alliance will continue to see the two groups work together to develop new solutions to the problem of online copyright infringement worldwide and strengthen joint activities to protect it. CODA reports that since they first signed the agreement in 2014, and in the 5 subsequent renewals, they have achieved great results, including the implementation of numerous anti-piracy measures in Asia-Pacific and beyond, resulting in tens of thousands of operatives. According to the official site, in cooperation with the MPA and local law enforcement agencies in countries such as China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, they have prosecuted more than 17,000 cases, seizing 6,992,467 storage units and 16,159 data files, leading to 3,812 arrests. The report highlights that, given that Disney's sales are 16 times greater than those of major CODA members such as Toei, Toho, Shochiku, and Kadokawa combined, the MPA's collaboration becomes indispensable. Pixiv is a platform of Japanese origin where artists can share their art, from the latter also Pixiv Fanbox, which can be defined as the Patreon of illustrators, since users can subscribe to an artist to have access to their content, paying a monthly fee set by the illustrator himself. It turns out that the platform has fallen prey to a series of cancellations and censorship to its increasingly large content, highlighting the fact that Visa and MasterCard withdrew their financial services from the site as a measure of pressure to the type of content that is published on Pixiv. It turns out that these financial services companies decided to withdraw from Pixiv because they did not want to be related to the type of content that is published there, giving a hard blow to the art industry in Japan. Shortly thereafter, American Express also withdrew its services from Pixiv and Pixiv Fanbox, which means that it is now almost impossible for fans around the world to support their favorite artists in Japan. As a consequence, Pixiv has been removing our 18 artwork and constantly banning accounts of artists exclusively dedicated to this type of content. According to research conducted by users themselves, about 10% of adult content has disappeared from the site. So why are we talking about this again? Well, it turns out that Nekatufu, the author of Anamai, I'm Now Your Sister, Onayakan wa Ashamai, was the most recent victim of this. The problem came when he posted the most recent chapter, Chapter 87, on Pixiv Fanbox, which didn't last long since he reported that the site's moderation team canceled the chapter's publication and demanded the author to make the relevant modifications. The author commented the following: "Currently, the pre-release on Fanbox has received a moderation review and is no longer available. In my opinion, there is nothing that requires revision, but I will add some tiles and try to post it later." Since last year, China has witnessed a series of news stories that have generated concern among anime fans. Many cosplayers, passionate about embodying their favorite characters, have come under investigation by the authorities for wearing outfits deemed too Japanese or too Western. This situation has given rise to rumors that China intends to control cosplay culture. Recently, a rumor has surfaced that cosplayers must now apply and register their outfits with organizers before attending any event, which has generated a lot of discussion among otaku in China. It was a netizen who reported the situation, stating that an official body had started to require that cosplayers interested in participating in anime conventions had to send an application with photographs of their outfits and accessories, pending approval by the authority. Unfortunately, there are already several confirmed events with this new policy, such as an upcoming Arknights event. Although the control program is still in testing and has not been fully implemented, discussions have already begun in the comment forums. Some are still hopeful that this is simply a measure to prevent overly revealing attire. It is a reality that anime is no longer produced in Japan, but rather the studios themselves hire international companies to help them release the projects in the time designated by the production committee. Many of the animators come from China and South Korea, but hiring has been reported from Europe, Latin America, and even North Korea. However, it seems that this outsourcing thing has generated more problems than solutions, especially for the Japanese workers themselves. Because remote work is difficult to manage, anime studios prefer that the animators themselves review and correct the work sent from abroad, which obviously increases their workload without any salary increase. But it is not even the savings that animation studios make, because they are the ones subcontracting, not the committees, seems to be enough, since Nojo Studio, a studio based in China, reported that an anime studio in Japan has not paid them for their services in months. The full complaint, posted via Twitter, wrote, "Our company received an order of almost 4 million yen at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. However, to date no payment has been made for various reasons. It's been 6 months now and we are a Chinese company, so the exchange rate from Japanese yen to yuan has gone down. We are actually suffering losses, but that doesn't matter to us, we just want to get paid as soon as possible. We have already provided you with the payment methods and procedures. We don't know what difficulties you are facing, but we are in a very difficult situation right now. We have to pay our employees, we have done our best during production, but why is the other party so slow when we need payment? If we weren't really in trouble, we wouldn't be making it public on Twitter. If we all do our business well, everyone will be happy, right?" Unfortunately, Nojo Studio does not mention which studio owes it money. However, this is probably the one you have in mind. Checking different sources, we can see that this China-based studio participated in the anime adaptation of Butteriba, the story of a man turned into a pig, and the original anime Butchijari. These were the most relevant news of the month. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to check the other videos of the channel. Until next time.